So, if I'll talk about cosmos, the people who have understood or tried to understand the cosmos, they would say that cosmos is just random and it's a sort of joke. And there are scientists or people who would tell you that cosmos is ever expanding and it's expanding every second. And there seems to be like no reason behind it, and nobody knows what is that force which is making it expand, or expansion itself is a force, or expansion itself is a god, or we can say that the nature of cosmos is ever expanding, things like that. So today I'm going to talk about some occult things, and the things I'm going to talk in this video is just my belief. I have no scientific research on it, but I have observed some things in my life. I have observed some things in others' life. I have analyzed some patterns, and because of these patterns, I can definitely tell you these things which I have observed. And you can let me know in comment box if you have also analyzed these things. So if I'm talking to you right now in this video, I'm trying to put an influence in your mind, even though I'm not intentionally trying to make you believe what I believe. It's just I'm trying to tell you my story, what I believe about cosmos, and you may or may not get really influenced by my beliefs, and then you may start to believe it, or maybe you may criticize it. So that's what influence is about. So if I would influence you just by talking, I'm holding a camera, right? There's a train passing by. So there was a train passing by, so I had to pause the video. See, I'm trying to speak something, and then the random timing was such that just a train passed by. So I was saying that just by mere words, just by mere speaking, or just by being present, you influence people in a positive or negative way. So what I mean to say is, I truly believe that environment influences you, and you would say yes, this is the fact. The type of family you live in, type of society you live in, is giving you sorrow, suffering, or have happiness, and that is also an influence of your society on you. What type of person you are, it's also determined by your genetics, your parents, or your society you live in. So you see, everything is interconnected in this life to an extent that it would be hard for you to tell what is yours. You just cannot say this thing is solely mine. You just cannot say that I was born with this, and this thing was my patented, and nobody can create it or do it. Like, everything is interconnected in such a way that whatever you are producing by your words, or you are creating some materialistic thing, it's all happening because of somebody have influenced you, or things are interconnected. I call this theory of interconnection. Someone became scientist because his father was scientist, and then he got good knowledge about science. Or maybe someone became scientist because of any XYZ reason. Someone became a world champion athlete, or one is doing good in job because his whole family is into the job field, and they are telling them that how to build a good relationships in job and stuff. Like, everything, just pick anything in life or any person, ask him how did you reach here. If he tells you that he reached here because of his own self, and he is independent, he did it all on his own, then he is foolish. Or maybe he's a guy who have not went deeper into the life. So let me take you a little bit more deeper. So if everything is interconnected, and we can see that things are interconnected because we have the proof that things are interconnected. If I'll pick up a stone, if I'll throw it, if I'll hit someone, and that someone would start to bleed, and I have that proof that I have hit that guy and he's bleeding. Because I have that proof that physical stone is hitting someone's head and he is bleeding, so it means that we can say that we have the evidence that I have influenced someone with a stone, and that the result of that influence is bleeding. So there are things in life which doesn't have a physical evidence. Like if I tell you that sun is also affecting you, and now I am taking you to little bit of astrology side. Even though I'm not a professional astrologer, and I am sort of jack of all trades. I have multiple interests in life. I have interest in combat sports. I have interest in data analytics. I'm doing a full-time job, and then also I'm a coach. I'm teaching few of my clients. I have some students, and in my free time, I also write lyrics. And you would say that this is happening because uh, I am multi-talented, but I would say that I am messed up. That's why it's happening, because I have had so many people and relations in my life when I was in college, or the society I live in, or like a lot of relationships I have made. I have learned a lot of things from them, and I try to went deep into it. So that's what happening. Like there is a thing known as T-shape formula. Okay, wait. So I got disturbed by some guy. So I have had many relationships in my life with a lot of my friends and family members and siblings. So they have influenced me in such a way that I picked on some activities. And you know that there is a thing known as T-shaped skills. Like T-shaped skills are, let's say, if you are into digital marketing and you are a T-shaped digital marketer, you would say that if I'll ask you what type of marketer you are, you would say that I am T-shaped digital marketer. And then I would say, okay, so what is your depth? And then you would say that I know everything about marketing, like SMS marketing, SMS campaigns, Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram, personal branding, and all this stuff. But my main skills are SMS campaigning and marketing. So that is T-shaped, right? So each one of us has something that is deeper than all other skills. Okay, let's keep that aside. I'm just going deeper into the skills part. So the main thing I wanted to make you guys understand that whatever you are doing in life, don't think that you are doing. The mistakes you are making are not your personal mistakes. And I might sound arrogant, but this is what it is. Sometimes you are born in a family to fix some dysfunctional pattern. Sometimes you are born on this earth to fix some dysfunctional patterns. You are a part of universe, so you can say you are the universe, right? Like my beard cannot say that it's different from my body. Let's say that all of a sudden this beard gets his separate consciousness, right? So the hair particles would say that I am different from this guy, but I know that this is whole me, this is beard and all this stuff, right? My words might not be enough to explain you guys. So the things you are doing, the mistakes you are making, and you are in getting influenced by some people, and you are coming into the relationship with many people, and incidents are happening in your life. Like all these things are happening because some play is going on, and universe is making it happen. And your mistakes are not your personal mistakes. That's why. So you would say that, let's say if you are supposed to run and you are supposed to compete with five runners, and you are born with a genetical defect, and you have leg length discrepancy, or let's say whatever the issue is, and you lost that race, and you lose that race, and it's not your mistake, because you were born with such genetics that you had some problem with your legs. So it's not your personal mistake. People who are not aware about your problems, they would see you as, dude, this guy didn't work hard, this guy is not even working enough. People would just give statements. That's what I find rude about this life on the earth. And this is what it is. This is the nature of this earth, right? Like people would not try to understand what went wrong. They would just tell you it's your mistake, you didn't work hard. That's the harsh reality. And that's what martial art tells you, that if you are if you are having shortcomings, then in the people eye it's just your fault. But the deepest teaching of martial art is that you are complete, and you just have to express yourself. You are complete, and you are complete human being, and you don't have to fix anything. When you learn the skills, it doesn't mean that you are learning is because you are incomplete. You are learning it because you already know it. And now you would say that how is it even possible? Like if I know something, let's say you want to learn coding or programming, and you would say that if I already know coding and programming, then why I'm learning it and why I don't know it automatically? Then I would say that by default you don't know coding or programming, but you had a desire to learn it. You have a attraction to do it. Something inside you is a problem solver. That's why you wanted to learn code, and you became a good coder. So it means that initially, at the initial point, you had some neuron connections in your brain that is attracting you towards coding, right? Like some people are lactose intolerant, some people have allergy for wheat, and there are people who cannot digest the meat. So it's just in their genetics. So my main point is that everything is influencing you in your life. And the main the main thing now, I would like to take you toward the weather conditions. There are people who are born in some weather conditions or climate conditions, and their body structure is different than yours. Like if you would go to UAE or Pakistan, if you would go to US or India, you would see all the men, their facial skull structure, their height, their body, their accent, everything is different. Why? Because of lot of climate conditions. Their bodies are different, because their immunity behaves in little different way. Or there are other possibilities. Some countrymen are really tall, and Indians are generally short as compared to the global men. So that's how your climate, the food you eat also affects you. So if you're born into some place, family, country, and you do specific things, and you are becoming a failure in that, it's not your personal mistake. The only thing you can do is you can continue to expand. That's what the main thing of cosmos. That is the main thing of universe. You just try to go through evolution. That's what you can do. But you should not blame yourself. Whenever you blame yourself continuously, it means that you are not understanding the nature of cosmos. You have to accept your defeats, you have to accept your mistakes, but then you don't have to blame yourself over and over again. So as I try to explain you guys that everything is interconnected, and how climate and everything is affecting your life. So the one more thing I would like to explain you this, yes, definitely I believe that sun affects your health. If you would not take vitamin D every day, if you would not take sunlight, if you would not let sunlight fall on your skin, then you have to consume the supplements, right? Let me walk, because I am being targeted by mosquitoes. So my main concern is that people think that everything they do, their failure and their achievements, is because of them and their hard work, but it's not. So if sun affects you in such a way that if you would take sunlight for 30 minutes for 1 month, and alongside you will do workout, you would see a lot of healthy changes in your body, right? So if sun affects you, and sun is the center of all the planets, then don't you think that these planets are also affecting you? Even though I'm not a believer of the fact that astrologers can definitely tell you what is the exact event that is going to happen in your life. Astrologers can never tell you what is the exact event, or what is the name of that human, or what type of human you are going to meet in your life. but astrologers can definitely tell you the type of events or nature of events that can happen in your life, like sudden loss, sudden gains, happiness or sadness, getting a new job, like things like that, right? So each and everything in life is interconnected. So there is a force going on. There is some sort of force on this whole cosmos. I don't know how to define that force. It may be God, it may be something that I cannot define. But this specific force have a job. Like I'm doing my job is to support my product and stuff like that. So this force have its own job. This force is also inside us. Like we are the replica of this force, or this force is like ever expanding. And the nature of this force is that it balances everything. Let's say that somebody have done wrong to you, or something is wrong with your life. It may or may be directly linked to your own karmas, which has to be balanced, or something that this force is trying to do. Like we can never figure out, like we are just nothing. If you would like to think that you are a separate entity on this whole earth, then you can think that way, but this would be painful for you. You have to understand the fact that this whole cosmos is one. And like you might have heard this in Avatar animation, like fear, root cause of fear is separation, thinking that we are separate from others, but it's not. Even though I don't have exact realization of it, but sometimes when I sit idle, I do realize this thing. But if the fear of separation would get removed from your mind, then logically, if you would think, you would not like to be the part of this society. Okay, I'm taking you in a whole different concept. So let's talk about theory of interconnection and what I feel about the cosmic force. So what I think that this force is this force is something which is ever expanding. This force is also something which is driving the each and every calculation, like what is supposed to happen or what is not. So people think that they can run away from their wrong deeds. So what is right, what is wrong, this force doesn't understand. This force just has to have to balance everything. So it's all about balance. So I think that one of my belief is that things that happen suddenly in your life is just a result of, it's just a result of some bigger force or bigger plan. There's a something huge plan or huge calculations are going on in this universal mind. And in next video maybe I would like to teach you more about my beliefs and from Vishnu Puran basically. So I would end this video here because this video is already 18 minutes long and I have to do my workout. So I'll see you in next video.